Hi everybody, Michelle Lawson here of Red Feather Networking, and today I'm super duper excited to bring to you Robyn Sayles. Not only is she a Red Feather, she is a dear friend. She is the owner of Catapult Creative Consulting, and she's a Fascinate certified advisor, which is what we want to talk to her about today. Welcome, Robyn.
Hey everybody. Michelle, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
This is just going to be so much fun and so awesome. Robyn is one of the Red Feather Networking's VIPs at our tweet ups at the ATD conference, which is starting May 16th, 17th, somewhere around there. And Robyn's tweet up is actually the night of May 17th. At the pub in Point Orlando. So we bring you this video as just a way of getting to know Robyn and putting a face with a name so that when you see her on the expo floor, you'll have no question of who she is. So Robyn, let's get started. Every time you and I are on the phone personally or whatever, I just love to talk about Fascinate and Fascinate assessments. So I'm really glad that we could talk about it today.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It's fascinating. I always type that and I'm thinking that's the worst pun and they've heard it all, but I just have to say it all the time. So could you just tell people exactly what that is?
Sure. So the Fascination Advantage was developed by Sally Hogshead, and it is very unique in that it is the first personality assessment that is scientifically based and branding based. So it is not at all about how you see the world. It is not rooted in psychology. It's rooted in marketing and branding. So the results that you get from the Fascination Advantage are all about how the world sees you, but more importantly, how the world sees you at your best.
I love that. So it's how the world sees us. So it's pretty much the opposite of any other kind of personality test that we've taken in the past.
It is in many ways. So there's a lot of correlations to some of the ones out there, but again, many of those common personality assessments that are used out there in either training, hiring, etc., they're rooted in psychology. And one of the issues with that, I was just having a conversation with Kelly about this the other day, is that your results can fluctuate literally from week to week. If you're having a really bad week and you have a really negative outlook on the world, you're going to get a much different result from something that's based in psychology, whereas something that's rooted in branding and is really about how the world sees you. I have taken this thing, I can't tell you how many times, and it's always exactly the same. I have had clients who don't believe their results right away, and they want to take it again. And when they take it again, guess what? Their results are exactly the same, because it's not about how you see things, it's about how the world sees you.
You are not possibly pointing a finger at me, are you? I took the assessment and I got the results and immediately told Robyn, I don't think I did it right, or I don't think this is accurate. And Robyn's like, let's have a phone call and let's talk through it. Mm-hmm. And literally probably in 20 minutes into the phone call, she had me in tears because it was spot on. It was absolutely spot on. And I just didn't see it for the value that it had. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Michelle, I have to tell you, that's one of my favorite parts of my job now, is having conversations like that. So ours was particularly touching because you and I go so far back. And, but, you know, this is not an infrequent conversation. And that's really where, as a certified advisor, I come in to play with these, because particularly some advantages aren't going to have those instant aha moments when they get their results. And a lot of that is colored by our own perceptions. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you had a very negative perception of the word power. So when your primary advantage came back as power, you were just like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not me. And so we had to have, you know, a couple of discussions about what power actually is and what it actually means. And it's not always the, you know, jerky, you know, executive leader standing out there going, everyone's going to go this way because this is the way I say we should go. You know, it's not always aggressive. Power can be the sort of quiet, consistent, gentle pressure that leads a tribe or that affects change over time. And of course, with trust as your secondary advantage, you're not going to do anything You're not going to do anything right away. You're going to have to see the results proven over and over again. So that's why it took a couple of conversations for you to really go, okay, she's right, And
yes,
that's one of the knowing those advantages is I didn't expect you to get it right away. I expected that we were going to have a couple of conversations about it.
That gentle, consistent, quiet pressure, I think, is what really opened my eyes when you and I were talking, because you're right. When it came back as power, I thought, I am the least, I don't want power. I don't want to be seen as it being in a position of power the way society defines power. Mm-hmm. So I kept saying, no. I must have been tired when I took this test. This is not me. But then when you explained it like that, it's spot on. So what are some of I've actually been playing around with my results a lot lately within my business, within the copywriting that I'm doing on my page, within my social media. What are some of the advantage to knowing this?
Absolutely. So once you take the assessment and you know what your natural advantages are, it gives you recognition and consistent language. So we now have a common language to discuss these things. And it gives you an area of focus. So I think instinctively, some people know what they're good at, but now I have the language in which to articulate it. And I know what to focus on. A lot of times people have an idea in the back of their head of what they're good at, but they don't know how to focus it in order to be ultimately successful. The other thing that the assessment does, which I think is almost more irrelevatory, for lack of a better word, than knowing what your primary and secondary advantages are, is knowing what your dormant advantage is. And we have to have a lot of conversations around dormant advantage sometimes too, because it doesn't mean that I can't do those things. It just means that I'm not going to be ultimately successful when I focus my energies on what that dormant advantage is. So by understanding what your natural advantages are, I know A, where to focus, but more importantly, I know B, where to stop focusing, where to stop wasting my time in an area where scientifically I now know I cannot be successful in that area. And I think giving people permission to stop worrying about the stuff that they felt they had to worry about is probably one of the biggest aha moments people have when going through this process.
Yeah, I agree. Since our final conversation where I finally said, okay, Uncle, I get it. You're right. This is exactly who I am. It has a sense of freedom about it. And I feel like I don't need to explain myself as much. I just know that this is who I am, and this is the way the world sees me, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm digging it.
And I think anyone would agree that, and anyone who's close to you or works with you on a regular basis could see that change as well. And it might be subtle. Some people, it's going to take them some time. So again, having trust is your secondary advantage. You're going to gradually turn that boat. Somebody like me with innovation as my primary advantage, I'm going to immediately dive headfirst into it, which is exactly what I did, And the minute I stopped trying to be all things to all people, I mean, how many conversations have you and I had where things just keep falling in my lap and falling in my lap? And that's the whole idea behind that fascination advantage. The minute I focus on what people want and expect from me and just over deliver in that area, the people I want to work with, the opportunities that I want to take, they're just naturally drawn to me. And that's one of the beauties of going through this process.
I love it. So I need to share a little backstory, and I don't know that you're going to remember this, Robyn. I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but I love networking. I love anything social media. You and I met on social media. Red Feather Networking started on social media. I mean, I just can't say enough. So in 2012, you and I were in Clearwater, and we were having dinner possibly at a sushi place, if memory serves me right. And of course, as usual, we ate too long and stayed too long. And then when we walked out to the parking lot, we stayed in the parking lot for about an hour, and because we just didn't have enough time. And one of the things that you told me was about Sally Hogshead and how she had always been an idol of yours, for lack of a better word. You had followed her, you had really admired her, and you said, mark my words, one day I will meet her. And so I just love how could you share that, how you got connected with her and how you became a certified advisor for her?
Sure. So again, it all comes back to social media, and you and I could go on and on and on for days about, if you use it properly, the opportunities and the connections you can make via social media are just astounding. But you know, Sally is very open and interactive and engaging with people online through social media. And so when they were doing the beta for the book, you know, they needed people, come champion this new book. You know, now that we're making this assessment, you know, wide open for everybody to take, you know, come do it, come talk about it. And so of course I jumped on that chance. And so they put out a call and said, hey, you know, we are looking for people to help us coach this, to help us teach this. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that she has such a huge personality, but she still is a small business. There's only so many of them at Fascinate HQ. They can't be everywhere. And so it was up to people like myself, and there's a handful of other people. I think there's about 20 of us now who are Fascinate certified advisors. But they put out the call, and it's interesting now for me to reflect back on this story, particularly because I think sometimes we are sort of silently influenced by things internally, and we can't quite put our finger on them. Like, I know what my primary and secondary advantages are. I'm innovation and passion, but every once in a while I make a decision that doesn't make sense to me, or I don't understand why something is so particularly important to me. And so when they put out the announcement that they were going to start having classes and certifying people to coach and to teach the Fascination Advantage, it wasn't just important to me to do it. It was very important to me that I had to be in the first class. Like, I had to be one of the first people to do it. And now that I have been coached and I have gone through the process myself, I realized that my number 3 advantage is prestige, which is all about higher standards, which is all about, you know, the language of excellence. And that prestige drives some of my decisions. And that's what drove me to say, I don't just want to be this. I want to be one of the first. I want to be one of the best at this. And it was certainly a driver that I was finally going to get a chance to meet her. And it was awesome to be able to witness her doing coaching, to be coached by her, you know, to have a couple of private moments to just talk and finally get a chance to say, listen, you know, it is no joke when I say that your first book literally changed my life, you know, and her ideas and her teachings continue to change my life. And it's my absolute joy and mission to bring this sort of life-changing effect to other people, which is why I'm literally attacking ATD 2015 with the science of fascination. You know, look out, guerrilla marketing is coming.
I love it. And I was just going to ask you, let's get into what you have planned for ATD 2015. Where are you going to be in Orlando? Where can people find you? I believe you have a discount or a goodie. So
yeah,
tell us all about it. We want to know all about it.
So my ATD 2015 experience kicks off with the Red Feather Networking VIP event Sunday night, which is going to be a blast. We are going to have so much fun. And for any of you who are watching who haven't really gotten engaged with Red Feather Networking as a group yet, like, just don't even hesitate. Come to one of these events. If you spot somebody with a red feather, immediately go out and talk to them, because I promise you, you're going to have the best time ever. And so we're really gonna have a blast there, but it'll be an opportunity for people to ask questions, to learn about the science of fascination. If there's anybody else out there who's taken their results and, like you, are still going, I'm not sure I really get this, like, I'll walk you through it. You know, I'll help you understand it. And so I'm really looking forward to that. But for anybody who hasn't taken the assessment yet, I do have a conference special going on. So if you go to the Red Feather Networking page, or I'm sure Michelle will probably put the link related to this video somewhere, you can take the Express assessment, which will give you your primary and secondary advantages, which form your archetype, and it'll also give you your dormant advantage, so you can immediately stop focusing on the things that aren't going to make you successful. And that is only $10. So for $10, you can uncover your natural advantages and start shifting your focus while you're still at the conference. And then at the VIP event, at the Tweet Up, I am going to be raffling off a 1-hour coaching session. So the beauty of the Fascination Advantage is we can just have a fun, lighthearted conversation about it, or we can really dig deep and really affect some life-changing ideas. And so if you're ready to dig deep and really start applying what you learned from the advantage, then that 1 hour coaching session is for you. You'd be amazed at what we can accomplish in an hour once we start cracking open those advantages and your perceptions and really start focusing where you apply your energies. And then probably the most fun thing that I'm doing, and the thing that I just can't wait, like I'm literally buzzing, is I got name badge ribbons. So anybody who's been to the ATD conference or any other conference, you know how sought after and how crazy people get for these name badge ribbons. So if you come find me, if you see me, look for these glasses, this hair, I'll have my Fascination Advantage name tag on. Come find me, and if you show me on your phone or on paper what your primary advantage is, I will give you a name badge ribbon that has your primary advantage on it. So Michelle will be walking around with her power ribbon on her name badge. I'll be walking around with my innovation ribbon on my name badge, and I would love for you to help find your tribe amongst all of the thousands of people that are going to be at that conference, and let's get you your name badge ribbon as well.
Perfect. I can't wait. I really can't wait. And I'm going to wear my power ribbon proudly now that I have embraced that. I'm really excited about it. Where can they find you on Twitter? I know we're going to be blowing up Twitter. So can they find you on Twitter?
I am at Robyn Sayles, ROBYN SAYLES, all one word, because Robyn keeps it simple.
So it's ROBYN SAYLES on Twitter. You can also follow Red Feather Networking, which is Red Feather NTWK on Twitter. If you are not coming to the conference, I really encourage you to follow the back channel for the conference. So look for hashtag ATD 2015 and also hashtag RFNStyle, RFNSTYLE. We are going to be live tweeting from Robyn's event and from all the VIP events and from Kelly's session and everything going on. So if you can't make the conference, don't miss out. Follow us on the back channel. Anything else, Robyn? Any parting words?
Just that I can't wait to see all of your smiling faces. Those of you I know and those of you I've never met before, please come up and see me. I can't wait to see everyone, to say hello to everyone, and make an extraordinary amount of new friends at this conference, because I know it's going to happen. And, you know, get your results, come show them to me, get your name badge, so we can all show off our advantages, and let's just have fun. More than anything else, let's just have an awesome time at this conference.
Absolutely. And we're going to make that a wrap. We will see you at the conference. Bye, everybody.
Bye.